Welcome back to the Legs Feed the Wolf podcast. I'm Christian.
I'm Tyler, and today me and Christian have completed challenge one.
Yep, challenge one is down, and
You know,
it was pretty, dude. I had a tough time with it. I'm not gonna lie.
it was hard.
The challenge was to go as long as we can running without stopping. And me and Tyler both predicted pretty low scores. No, not score, low distances.
Yeah.
And so I said I thought 9 miles. 9 miles is already more than I've ever ran, like straight.
What's the
Like,
most you've
I've
ever ran
done,
straight?
Probably 6 miles.
6?
That
Just
I
for
can remember.
Okay.
But after I was already pretty gassed after I got to the top, and that was 6.
Oh, wait, tell them like where you ran, what did you do and stuff.
Okay, so what I did was there's this trail near my house that goes kind of by the like through like these hills by a reservoir. And I ran. It's 6 miles up a hill, but then the thing is that the trail ends at 6 miles, so I have to run back. So I go up the hill for 6 miles, and I come back 6 miles down. And I was like, at first I was gonna say, yeah, I have to get 9. I was like, as long as I get 9, because that's what I said in the podcast. Like, I can't just like not do what I said I was gonna do. So I get there, I'm running, right, and it's like I'm there. Once I'm there, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna finish this whole trail, you know.
I mean, you have
And
no
I
other
get up
choice.
there, yeah, and I'm like maybe 4.5 miles into it. So if I ran back, it would have been 9 miles, and like my quads are already like killing me. And the worst part was like I got these blisters on my feet that started around like 4 or 5 miles. But I like just thought, dude, you know what? I'm here. Like I feel like it'd be cool if I just finished it. I've never done that. I've done it like a lot of people do bike that, but because it's a tough bike ride, it's a pretty steep hill.
Have you ever rode your bike through it?
Yeah, I used to ride my bike through it all the time. Actually, my dad, when we were younger, used to take us. My dad would wake us up at 5 in the morning, actually, and we would go on our bikes. We'd start at our house, ride to the trail, go up, and then make this loop around that led back to our house. That's what we would do in the summers. But no, so I was running, and I was just 4 or 5 miles in. I was so tired. I want to turn back so badly. But it's like, dude, I was so close to the top at the same time that it's like, and for me, it felt like the top of the hill was the finish line. Because once I was on the way back down, at first I felt like, oh, once I'm on the way back down, like I won't stop at all. But then I realized the hardest part was the way down. Like, it was so hard running, like down the hill just killed my body. Because, you know, you're like, you have to kind of slow yourself down too.
And you also, because like you don't want to fall forward, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not really going to fall forward. It's not that
Yeah,
steep.
well, I mean, you're not going to fall forward, but you feel your body leaning forward, I mean, I guess you could say.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, it's harder. Sometimes, like, if you walk down a steep hill or walk up it, you know how it feels sometimes harder to walk down, right?
Well, dude,
You
yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
You know,
You're,
like,
like, slowing yourself down.
yeah, dude, you know, like when you walk to A&E Center on the shortcut?
Yeah.
And, like, you have to walk down those hills, it's like,
Yeah.
damn, I'd rather
Exactly.
walk up it, yeah.
So, it's kind of like that, but the way down. So, I was averaging about a 7-minute, 8-minute mile pace the whole time until, like, the last 3 miles. The last 3 miles, I was shot. I was getting, like, 9-minute mile pace, which still isn't horrible. But, dude, like, it was at a point, like, the last 3 miles, my legs were just, I felt like a robot. Like, my leg just, like, one step at a time. Like, they just kept, like, moving, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know. It's like I forgot what, like, standing still felt like. You know,
Yeah.
because they've just been moving for so long. It took me a little bit under an hour and 40 minutes to do. But then the one thing I got, like, that happened, which is weird, and I sent you a video. I was running, dude, and all of a sudden I was just really happy. You know, it just like felt so good being out there. Like, I knew it sucked, like it hurt a lot, and like I was like, oh, dude, it's gonna hurt so bad tomorrow. I'm hella sore.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, this is actually like, it's making me so happy right now that I'm doing this. You know, I just felt really good about it. But yeah, how's your run?
Yeah, so my run, my prediction for myself was like 6 miles. And the reason why I said that was because, like, I'm not like the biggest long distance runner, I guess. I mean, like I'm just like a fit person. Like I can run if you need me to, whatever. And I was like, I was pretty tired last year when I ran a 5K. Obviously, I'm in better shape now, and probably more like mentally tougher too, which actually means a lot in like cases like this. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess 6 miles, I'm probably gonna want to stop. So what I did, I was at my dad's house, and like there's no trails or anything. I live in like a neighborhood, like a big circle neighborhood, and like there's one way in and one way out of my neighborhood. So I ran that like 3 times, and then I go back to the entrance of the neighborhood, and I'm like, okay, let's just venture out. And well, before I start, actually, I was listening to a podcast, the one I showed you, Bad Friends, and I had 45 minutes left on it, and I was like, okay, 5 miles would probably take me 25 minutes or less. So and 6 miles, I'm probably gonna be tired. So let's hit. Oh no, 3 miles would take me 25 minutes or less. So 5 miles would take me like 40 minutes, or 6 miles would take me like 45 minutes. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna stop running until I'm done with the podcast. So by the time I haven't checked my phone at all. I didn't check my phone until after I finished the podcast because I feel like that just makes the stuff go longer. So now I'm out of the neighborhood and I run right on like the highway, and then I find this really long road that goes like all the way down. I don't even know where. I ran down the whole thing, found another neighborhood, ran around every single block in that neighborhood, came back, ran up it, found like 3 other neighborhoods, ran around that, came back to my neighborhood, ran that like 2, 3 more times. And like when I tell you this road was long, like it was really long. So to get the point, I ran 10 miles.
Yeah.
I averaged 7 minutes and 13 seconds for each mile. I ran the 10 miles in an hour and 13 minutes. So like for me, I meditated in the right before I ran because we were talking about that. And I was like, do I actually really want to try that? I want to see like working on my breathing, just like clear my mind for like 5 minutes like every day. So I'm like, so I did it. Really worked on my breathing, and I'm not gonna lie, like when I was running, I kind of like I feel like when you're running, you really think about breathing. Like when I run, I try to think, okay, like breathe, like don't just run, like you gotta breathe too. I wasn't thinking about breathing.
Yeah.
I was just like doing it in the way that I like to do. Like some people have like different like ways of breathing when they're running. Like I like to go like it's just like a pattern, and I was just doing that without even realizing it. And I don't know if, and I'm just saying that I think that was because of like just a quick 5 minutes of just working on my breathing and stuff. And I really wasn't that tired. Like usually my ribs start to like really hurt. Like you know what I mean? Like everyone knows that feeling. Like it's like near your ribs, whatever it is, when you start running a lot. And I wasn't getting that at all. I was going at a nice pace. It didn't feel like I was going that fast, but I must have if I finished 10 miles with a 7:13 mile pace. And then
that's pretty fast.
Yeah, and then so I finished the podcast, and I was like, I told myself that when I'm gonna run, like make sure I'm far away from my house when I finish the podcast, so I have to run back. So I was like probably a mile from my house. I finished it, and then I called you, and we were talking while we were running, and then I checked my miles, and I was like around like 8. So I was like, holy crap.
So you didn't even know how many miles?
Well, I was like 7.5 when I called you. And I was like, all right, well,
But you didn't know, like, did you know how, after each mile, did you know that it was a mile?
No, I literally just ran. Like, I didn't want to look at my phone. And I set a timer, too. Like, I didn't want to look at anything. All I knew is that I was done when they stopped talking in my ear. That's all I knew. That's when I checked my phone, when they were done. So I finally and actually, I think it's really nice to run while listening to a podcast, because when you listen to a song, it's like, okay, a new one's going to be coming on in like 2.5 minutes. And the podcast really, I actually think that helped me too. So I finished the podcast, I call you, then like I'm checking my phone, I check the time I'm at, it's like 45 minutes, like 7.5, 8 miles. I'm like, okay, like time to put on some music. Run around my neighborhood like once. Then I'm like, okay, like I'm still not like that tired, but like I need to stop. Like I can tell that like I'm so like into it that I don't feel my legs, but I know they hurt. Like my feet like hurt. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep listening to this album until I hear this one song. Heard that song, I'm like, okay, I need to hear one more song. I'm going to keep skipping until I get it, and then I'm going to be done after that song. And then I was at like 9 miles when that song came on. So I had 4 minutes to like run like a mile pretty much, and then I'm done. Because now I'm at like 9-ish miles. And I'm like, okay, like I'm at 9, like I gotta hit 10. I have to.
Yeah.
So now I passed my house. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run around my bit block one more time. Then I'm gonna run like half my block and just sprint back to my house. And if I'm not at 10, then I don't know. And like then I ended up being at 10. It's like I ran the block, ran like half my block, and I like sprinted back. And I was at 10.1 because I started running with like 0.1 just for me walking around the house in the morning. And then, Grant got in my house, sat down, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
I just ran 10 miles. The most I've ever ran straight is probably the 5K, which is like 3 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how insane is that?
Yeah, dude, like, we really, like, we didn't think we'd get this high at all.
Dude, no way. I'm still shook. I ran 10 miles. Like,
just like nothing, right? And then you just continue with your day. It was really nothing.
Yeah, and
like,
dude,
pretty sore now, probably, but
dude, so sore. I was thankfully I asked my boss if I could just be the delivery driver at work yesterday. Well, I asked him what I was doing, and thankfully he said delivery driver, because if not, I was probably gonna ask him, because my groin still, like, I had trouble sleeping last night, because every time I would move, I'd wake up from a sharp pain in my groin, because it's like it hurts so bad, like if I want to move, like, position my bed, I literally have to lift up my left leg, because my groin hurts, like, that bad to move.
Yeah.
Like, I stretch before and after, like, I'm just, like, it hurts a lot. And you're not, and fun fact, like, apparently, well, my mom was telling me, and it's actually, like, true, like, you're not supposed to be taking ibuprofen and stuff now. Because if it's in your system, like, if, like, COVID-19 is, like, in your system, and, like, it makes it a lot worse for you and stuff. I don't really want to get into that stuff, though, because, like, I don't want to talk about that stuff. But, yeah, long story short, you're not supposed to take it, so my mom wasn't allowing me to take any of those. So I've just been eating bananas and stuff. But
yeah. Dang, yeah. No, I mean, for me, it's weird because my quads are really sore. There was a point where I was running, and, like, my quads were so sore, and if I lift my legs up any higher, I don't know why. I lifted my legs up, put my knees higher when I was running, it would just hurt. But it's weird. I think the most sore thing in my body right now is my back.
see, now I stretch my back. I actually think I did a very good job stretching. I stretched for like 15 minutes and a couple warm-ups. I didn't start jogging right away. I walked and like eased into it.
Oh, really? See, I didn't do that.
That's like
I stretched.
Yeah.
I stretched my legs, and then I drove there, and then I just went straight into it.
The thing that I didn't do, though, you're supposed to do like a cool down too.
I didn't do that either, yeah.
Which is not good. Like, it's like really helpful. Like, I just stopped running. Like, you're supposed to really like slow down for like a minute and then walk for like a minute and then like chill. I didn't do that, which I think actually affected me too. And I then stretched to like 10-15 minutes after I sat down because I was too tired. But the most pain I felt was literally like after like, I don't know, probably like the first 10 minutes of running. Like, my knee was like killing me and stuff. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah. No, but it's good. It's just like fun to like do hard things, you know?
Yeah.
When you're done, it's like,
I'm still shook I did. Like, I told my dad about the challenge and stuff, and he was telling me, "Oh, Tyler," he's like, "you're gonna be running for 45 minutes straight." He's like, "Come on." He's like, "You know how long 5 miles is?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna see what I do." He's like, "Okay." And then I got outside. He's like, and I told him, "Yeah, it's run 10 miles," and he's like, "What?"
That's sick. He was shocked, huh?
Oh yeah, he was shook.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
But he was like, "Yeah, I'm proud of you. Like that's good."
Yeah. I mean, it is a lot. Like, I don't need to do it again. Like, I don't need to train for it. It's not something in soccer you don't need to run 12 miles straight ever. But, like, it was just cool to do it just for the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to keep having challenges this, over quarantine, over this whole, like, rest of the semester because we're not going back to school. Just been kind of home, spending a lot of time with our families.
Yeah, and this is probably, I did not think we were gonna do this challenge first. Like, I don't even really know why. I don't really know what challenge we were gonna do first, because like, in the end, like, Christian, like, you're right. Like, no challenge we should do, we should like. We should not want to do any of them.
Yeah, I feel like
because you'll get the most out of it if the ones you don't like.
Exactly. If like, it has to be challenges challenges all have to be something that we kind of resist, because that's not really a challenge. It's nothing like, naturally. I feel like what I kind of learned is that just like our minds are kind of just made to like made for comfort. Like they want to be comfortable, but
Yeah.
our bodies can like do so much more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if our bodies, if we need to, like we could do. Dude, I feel like a full marathon right now would be tough, especially like the paces we were going. But like if we needed to, we could probably get pretty close.
I think if we did say a marathon in 1 month and like we don't really train that much, say like we run like 2-3 miles every other day, or maybe like a mile or two every day. I think that if we ran it in a month, we would also go at a slower pace. I think we'd probably finish it close to 3 hours, but like I think we could
Close
do
to
it.
3 hours, dude. Wait, you mean like below 4 hours?
I think we would finish the marathon in close to 3 hours.
Because it's really good to get it under 4 hours. Under 4 hours is pretty.
Well, think about it. You pretty almost ran a half marathon. You finished at an hour 45. Nah, I guess you're no, but we're not running. We're not running a marathon up or downhill. You know.
True. It was really steep where I was running, but also, it's just I feel like more than the conditioning part, it's being on your feet for that long. That's what it was for me, I think. Just being on my feet, running.
I didn't even feel my
hour,
feet at that
40
point,
minutes.
honestly.
Really? Because for me, I just like, especially getting up the hill was just so tough. That like, I don't know. It was just, I feel like the best way I could train for a marathon is probably run a couple miles in the morning, and then play soccer for like 4 hours.
You also have to run sore too, I feel like, because I feel like you got to get used to that too. You got to push through it.
Yeah, true. But I feel like we could definitely do it. I feel like definitely within a month of training, we could do pretty well in a marathon.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is mental too.
Yeah. I think we could do it, though. I really do.
Yeah, I feel like right now, if we paid the money to run a marathon, there's no way we'd not finish it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, we'd have to.
Now,
and that's the thing. That's what I mean. Like,
would we take a break? Or no, straight through?
I don't know. Do people usually take breaks on marathons?
I think people usually start to walk.
Really? Oh, well, yeah, we could. But, like...
Here's what I would do. I would be, really impressed if we, never started to walk, but, say, we did a really, really, really slow jog. But, I think we could do it. Honestly, maybe we might have to walk out, if we get a cramp or something like those we really can't control. But, I think we could.
Yeah, no, I feel like we could definitely do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean, though, our minds, definitely during it, we're not going to think we can. But, our bodies can do it, dude. I feel like under the right amount of pressure, we could definitely do it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. People, I feel like that's part of it. If you pay money to do this marathon, there's no way you're not finishing it, you know?
Yeah, I wonder how much marathons are.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's funny because this was actually on our bucket list.
Yeah, it was, and I was like, dude, we're not running a freaking marathon.
Yeah, but now, dude, we can definitely do it.
Yeah, now
It's
that...
something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to run a marathon.
Yeah, now I'm, kind of mad, I didn't run 12 miles, you know? Because I definitely could have. But in the back of my mind, I knew I had work, and I was like, dude, I can't do this. So I was being a little soft, but, still, 10 miles is still really impressive for myself when I said 6.
Yeah, dude, but, I'm just glad, that's twice as much as I've ever ran before.
Oh, dude, mine's more than 3 times. Because, I'm not counting, conditioning and, sports and stuff, because, it's just not the same, doing sprints and stuff.
It's not the same. Running straight is very different
from
running 6 miles in a soccer game.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So we're going to keep thinking of challenges. But other than that, we're really not up to too much. I mean, I've just been spending time with my family. The whole day, all 3 of my siblings were all in class at the same time.
Yeah.
And, which is fine. What's kind of cool is I start earlier. So yesterday, what we were able to do before class is, me, Tyler, and our friend Arla, at school, we used to always get, first of all, we did dress up nice for Tuesday. And I'm going to dress up nice again tomorrow. But only from the waist up. And,
yeah, that is true.
But we did all FaceTime and eat breakfast yesterday.
That was nice. I want to do that again. That was cool.
It is cool, but you know what's crazy, dude? The technology that allows us to do that. Just 10 years ago, they couldn't do that. You know, it's all super recent. We weren't always able to do that.
Yeah, I'm literally FaceTiming you in California doing a podcast.
Yeah. Think about it. Like, I'm looking at you right now, what you're doing.
I know.
This is not a thing a while ago. I just
Yeah.
think it's pretty cool. Like, what do you think's next? Do you ever think, like, holograms will exist?
Yeah, we haven't talked about this in the podcast.
Have we?
I don't know.
really
I'll
don't.
talk about it. I was actually talking about this with my dad on the way home from Ithaca.
Yeah.
I asked him, what do you think is the next big thing for technology? You know, like a couple of years ago, it was like phones, you know, then now, like, what's the next thing? My prediction was, well, I'm not going to say electric cars because that's already up and coming, but my dad told me, like, fun fact. So, like, obviously he works for insurance and stuff. So, like, he has to know about cars and all that stuff, how they work. He said there's a 7 to 8 year rule. Once something gets implemented, it takes 7 to 8 years for it to start up, and then another 7 to 8 years to become permanent. Because think about it. Right now, electric cars are really up and coming. So, you know, now it's, I don't know, maybe like year 4 or 5, okay? So we still have another 3 years of them improving, and more companies using them. And then once that's done, you have another 7 to 8 years for all the gas cars to be gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it takes a while, which is pretty crazy to think about because, like, people think electric cars, oh, yeah, it'll be soon. It's really not going to be because there's still almost probably, I'd say maybe even more than 80% of the world uses gas-powered cars.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And it's like, I don't remember where I heard this too, but just like, and I heard this a while ago, because now Teslas, they do, like, drive themselves.
Yeah.
They do have, like, self-driving Teslas and stuff like that, but self-driving cars have been invented for a while. The only thing is, like, it's like, first of all, they all, like, the danger is not, what I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but what I've heard is that the danger on the road isn't the self-driving cars, it's the people around them. Because the self-driving cars are programmed to, you know, follow the rules, you know, follow the speed limit, but it's the people around them that, you know, have that, are more.
That's why you have to wait for all of them to be on the road. And, like, and a lot of people like driving. Like, I don't want to never drive again, you know? Like, maybe I get it for a 4-hour road trip, but, like, if I'm driving, like, 20 minutes, like, I want to drive, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, for
it takes it away from a lot of people, because a lot of people like control over what they're doing. And, like, honestly, right now, it's still hard for me to fall asleep in the car now. Like, ever since I started driving, I found it that it was harder for me to fall asleep in the car because I always have to look at the road because now I'm a driver. So now I know what the driver thinks.
Yeah.
So I always have to be alert.
One of the things I always do, one of the things I'm always doing, and I feel like kind of, it's not mean, but, like, sometimes I feel like I could be annoyed by doing it, is when people are driving in the emerging lanes, I always look. Like, it's just a habit, like, I always look if there's, like, another car or something, you know? Just because, like, I feel like it's kind of annoying to people in the car, like, oh, do you not trust me? But
No, I
like,
look too, dude.
It's just a habit.
I look too, because, dude, like, you're used to driving too, you know? It's like, whether the person thinks it's annoying or not, it's just like a habit. I do the same thing, dude. Like, when people merge, when people, just, like, literally anything, really. Like, I always look. Because, like I said, like, now that I'm a driver, I know how the driver thinks. So, I just, like, I can't, it's so hard for me to fall asleep now in the car. It's weird, but that's just how I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you ever I feel like you definitely get bad road rage.
No.
You don't? Really?
No. So, I feel like I'm a safe driver. On the highway, it's called Sunrise Highway, or even Southern State, the speed limit is 55, but everyone usually goes between 60 and 65. I'll either do that, or, like, I'll go max up to 80. I feel like the problem with me, you know, I'm just stupid. Like, I just forget stuff that I should not be forgetting. So, like, for example, the other day, I was driving, okay? And this is just me being an idiot, you know? And, like, I don't, like, it happens every now and then. It's just stupid. So, a light's turning red. I need to make a right at the light. I'm, like, six cars behind the person in the front. So, I'm like, okay, I'm not waiting. Go to the right lane, start going up, and, like, 2 cars ahead of me, the guy turns right, and I had to just go and get in front of him. It's like, dude, like, wait, like, 1 more minute, and I'll be there. Like, it's stupid stuff like that, which, like, happens to me every now and then after that, I'm like, dude, like, I'm such, like, a jerk, you know, like, I should not be doing that. Just wait an extra minute, you know?
Yeah.
Other than that, though, like I follow the rules of the road. I mean, I don't text and drive. I don't really do any of that stuff. I occasionally like to go on my phone, but like I would never go on my phone like on a highway. Not that that's acceptable to go on a road on a side street, but like still. But yeah.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I'm a safe driver, but I don't really know the rules of the road well enough. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty good driver. I just forget the rules sometimes. Like, I just feel like sometimes I get worried that I'll just be driving and not really, like, you ever have that, like, where you're just driving, you're just, like, in, like, zombie mode. And I feel like there are times where it's, like, I don't know why, but I'll just be like, was that light green or red? You know? And I'll be just driving, like, not really paying attention.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I know what you mean.
But, no, I feel like the one thing I hate is when, see here, like, I'm pretty sure it's probably the same around you, like, in big cities, but one thing people hate to do here is let people in on the freeway. People hate doing that.
Oh, yeah. Who does
Which is, like, and it's so annoying, but at the same time, I do it too,
Yeah.
Like, I don't let people in, but, like, bro, I hate it when you're entering the freeway and they don't let you in.
Yeah. No.
And it's like, you want to just stand your ground and, like, make them move out of the way, but you just can't, you know? You just have to slow down, so.
Yeah. No, but back to the technology thing. I think that the first thing, I'm not talking like minor, I'm talking like big, here's my actual theory or prediction, whatever. I actually think that I cannot think of the name. My dad and I were talking about this for like 30 minutes. We cannot think of the name. We talked about it in Ithaca. It's just like in Tony Stark. His technology to be able to move around like digital information, but like virtual. Like I don't know the word for it.
Yeah. It's like virtual reality, but it's
in front of you. But like on a serious note though, like I know like it sounds like corny, but like I know it's from a movie. But if you really think about it, okay, say a doctor, okay? He's trying to find a cure for something. And he just cannot figure out the math equation because, like, cures, like, or whatever it is. Like, I don't really know that much, but, like, you can't figure it out on pen and paper. You can't type it out. What if you were able to pull up the thing in a 4D, 3D thing? Like, when you're looking at a TV screen or computer screen, 2D, like, you can't, it's going to be harder to figure stuff out. What if you're able to have it in your face, move it around with your hands, throw stuff, pull stuff, tear apart stuff, put stuff together, and just be able to do that? You know how I can't even think of the word. I don't even know, but you know how like good that would be?
Yeah.
Just for anything. It could be for cars. Like imagine someone trying to build an engine and they don't want to look at like a piece of paper how to do it, and they can see it virtually and they can see, okay, if I put this pipe here, this happens. If I do this, this happens,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude,
yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like, just think of all the different things you could do with that,
Yeah, and it's
like,
scary too because like the person, obviously, like Tony Stark talks to Jarvis, okay, and Jarvis is obviously like the main thing behind like the, I guess, like interfaceable technology, whatever. But the scary thing, Jarvis is like already here. It's called Alexa. My freaking house is literally controlled by Alexa.
What do you mean by that?
You could start the car. You could turn off the lights. You could play music. You can change a TV channel. You can lock the doors, sound the alarm, set reminders, go on the internet. What else can you do? Go to the camera feed. You can change the certain sensitivity to the light, change the heat, change if you want the heat to be 90 degrees in one room and 38.2 degrees in one room and a different degrees in one room, you can do that all by just saying, hey Alexa, literally everything. You can start your freaking car from Alexa. How insane is that?
That's crazy. And if you had one of those Teslas, I'm sure you could make like Tesla start driving. Like, hey, go pick up so-and-so from here.
Like, it's already on its way. So I think Jarvis is on its way. But I don't know when, like, the movable technology, in-person, digital interface, whatever you want to call it, is going to come into play. But that's my prediction. I feel like my prediction would be actually very helpful. I don't know if that will. So I guess it's kind of has to do with holograms, but holograms you can't touch. Like these, you can actually touch and like use. Well, what would your prediction be?
I don't know. I feel like I agree with that. Like with what you were saying about Alexa, and we don't really have any of that. You know, I feel like that's how the government listens to you.
Oh yeah, you're completely right.
But dude, it's gonna be just like self-driving cars are gonna be a lot more normal. There are like a lot of people that have them now, like just the Teslas. But just something along those lines with Alexa and all that sort of stuff. Dude, it's crazy that like just by that you can literally everything you need to do, you just do it from your couch. Do you think it's making people softer? We always talk a lot about people being soft on this podcast.
It's
do you
not
think it's making people softer?
It's not about making people softer. It's just about making people like lazier.
Lazier. That's what I mean.
But maybe the sad thing though, lazy. It's the newer generation coming up. Like they're not lazy. Like we could be lazy. Say if we want to sit down and we don't want to get up. The newer generation coming up, they're not lazy. That's just what they grew up with. So they're used to that. They're self-reliant on technology compared to maybe us. We're mixed and our parents are definitely not self-reliant on technology, but they're still adapting to it. But I don't think someone...
do you think that's a good thing, though, that they're so reliant on technology?
I don't think it is, but I don't think you should be calling them lazy, though. Because they grew up with that, you know what I mean? Like, our parents didn't grow up with cell phones. We did. You know?
Fair enough. But I feel like in the same way it is, though, like, it is making kids, like... So think about it. Let's say, like, one of the things is on Amazon, you can order all your food and everything you want just to your door, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine that's what kids become used to that. What if restaurants, you know, like, majority of restaurants, that's what they become, just delivering food. And a kid wants food, and let's say their phone's broken. Say, all right, go to the store. And they don't want to. Like, oh, I don't want to walk there, you know? I don't want to leave the couch. You don't think that's making them softer?
I don't know. It's like a mixture of both. Because like I said, they grew up with ordering food off their phones, okay? And now they're not able to, so now they're just not used to doing it.
Dude, this is the thing, though.
I don't know.
I feel like for me, it's just that the reason I say softer is because now, maybe you're right, your parents didn't grow up with that, but the reason why, like, our generation, what is it called? Generation what? X? Z? What?
Yeah, Generation X.
Did you really just leave just to ask?
No, I needed to put my work shirt in the dryer because I left it in the wash all day. And my boss called me in the work. He said, do you want to work? I said, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, but think about it, though. Because Generation X, they're used to just getting everything like that, dude. You know, whatever they want, they just type in something on their phone, they get it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, before all this technology, people would walk to a store, or they'd, go to a store and get stuff. You know, it's just different. That's why I feel like it's, in a way, it's not good. Like, if you're so used to just getting everything like that, just from a click of a button, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just different times, man.
That's why I don't blame the old people when they're like, oh, these kids nowadays, like, yeah, dude, these kids nowadays, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm just an old soul.
You're born in the wrong body?
Yeah, I think I'm just an old person at heart. You know what I mean?
If you had one time period to go back in time to, where would you go?
No, I think now's a really good time to be alive. But I think now's a really good time to be alive. I think it's really the best time. There's the most opportunity. But also at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's hard not to be. It's like, it makes us soft too, you know?
Yeah. If I had to pick one time, though, like, I do agree. I really like living in nowadays because it's like a mixture of both, which I like. But if I had to pick, like, one time period to live in, I feel like I would want to go back to, like, the 80s.
The 80s? The 80s was pretty cool.
Football was amazing. Like, there wasn't that much technology, and I think that would just be pretty cool to, like, live without phones and stuff.
I feel like it'd be cool to experience, but I don't know if I would want to live. Like,
yeah, no, I guess that's a better way of putting it.
Because they all have their own set of problems, too, you know?
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Yeah.
But, at the same, dude, it's like, now what I mean by that, dude, is like, look, I miss the days when if you said the word participation medal, participation trophy, participation award, like, people will look at you like, what are you saying? Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
You know? That's ridiculous,
No,
bro. It's ridiculous.
I agree, dude. Like, like, I know you are, like, first or nothing, but, like, I'm okay with first, second, or third, but, like, when you go 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, it's like, dude, like...
No. It's not even about placing. It's about, like, dude, you're going to get a medal just for being on the team?
Yeah.
And, like, well, like, no, this is, like, you're just on the team, and think about, like, Little League Baseball, you know? It's like, dude, what are we getting a medal for? Hitting the ball off the tee?
That makes people soft when they get a participation trophy when they did nothing, and then they grow up like, oh, like, and then they grow up like thinking that they should get something for everything they do.
Dude, I miss the days. I miss the days when not everyone was a winner, bro. Cause, dude, like, not everyone is a winner.
Yeah.
You know, you try to be, you can do your best, but like, dude, it's.
Have you seen the movie? Oh my God, what's it called? You would love it. Oh, Parental Guidance. That's what it's called.
Parental Guidance. Oh, you told me about it. No, I haven't seen it.
No, not Instant Family. You know, I've told you about this movie.
Oh, well, yeah, sorry. You were telling me about Instant Family.
No, Parental Guidance is really funny. It's just about, like, this, like, family, and, like, they have to go away, and, like, the mom doesn't want her parents to watch the kids because, like, they're just, like, crazy, blah, blah, blah. It's like just a funny family movie. But they, like, live in, like some of the future. Like, their technology controls the whole house because, like, their dad invented it and stuff. But anyways, the one kid, he's in, like, a baseball league, and no one wins. It's a tie every game. And the dad is a baseball announcer. The grandpa's a baseball announcer. So when he goes to the game, the son, like, hits a ball, and wait, no, it's not. I don't think it's everyone is in tie. Everyone bats every inning. I think that's what it might be. But either or, it's stupid. And the guy's like, 3 outs, let's go. And all the parents were like, sit down. And he's like, what? And he was going ballistic at the people because they didn't let him get out or something like that. It was so funny. Like, you would love it. You would love that movie.
It sounds funny. But, like, dude, that's what I mean. Like, why? You know? Everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what's that even mean, bro? Are you kidding me? You know why people are going to grow up thinking they're winners? And then, like, it's all going to hit them that they're not, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like we can already name people we know like that, you know? So, that's what's kind of, it's honestly, it's sad almost, you know? Like, I feel bad for those kids.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. It's just, you know, this generation, bro. So that's what I'm saying. I don't blame the old people. When they're talking about these kids and their music, bro.
Alright, well, anyways.
Kids.
I think I'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
You guys can...
Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it. You know, tell your friends about the podcast.
The challenges, participate with us.
Yeah, shout out to Arla, actually.
Arla Davis.
Do the challenge with us. If you guys ever do the challenge, or if you guys have any challenge ideas for us.
Yeah, we only have 2 more ideas, so you'll find them out next episode, but we need more.
Yeah, and we're always open just to trying new things.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like we said, the ones we don't want to do are going to be the ones that are going to be the best.
Yeah, or any ideas that you want us to discuss.
Yeah.
Like, here's a cool place to do it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. You can check us out on 1306sports.com.
YouTube,
Spotify,
Let's Feed the Wolf Podcast.
Let's Feed the Wolf Podcast. Peace.
Peace.